on this episode of Ride to Food. In September of 2020, I packed up the bike and headed out on a 2,500-mile, 9-day ride to sleep in the dirt and explore new places, with only one destination in mind: Yellowstone. The rest is just an added bonus to this thrilling 9-day adventure. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the full series from this trip. Well, it wouldn't be a road trip if I didn't get on the road late on the first day, due to my superior procrastination on packing. With a late start on the road, I made up for lost time by keeping the camera off until I reached my first destination, spare a couple of photos along the way. DINOSAUR National Monument features a 30-mile dead-end paved road that takes you out to what feels like the end of the earth. This is one of those times I wish I was on an ADV so I could make it to the bottom of the canyon to ride those roads you see in the distance. After dodging loose livestock back to the highway, it was time to make my best attempt at beating the sun to camp. This would also be my first time riding in Utah, another state that I've been eager to explore. For dinner, I enjoyed a 5-star high-end meal of instant mashed potatoes and tuna packets before settling in for the night. Quite the scenic view, first thing in the morning. You. Finally awakened, we're taking the high GORGE, it was supposed to get to like 70, and now I'm in Rock Springs, Wyoming, so I went like 70 miles and it dropped like 20 degrees and it's already in the low 50s. I'm supposed to be going all the way to Yellowstone today and checking into my campground, but it's going to be raining and in the low 40s for the last 100 miles. So we're just going to play it by ear. I might actually wuss out and get a hotel, which I never do, but man, like riding in the rain for that long does not sound fun at all. So, with every passing mile, the bitter cold temperatures from the incoming storm continued to drop, and the reality that I wouldn't be able to ride to Yellowstone due to the potential snowfall was beginning to set in. I was really regretting leaving my rain and heated gear at home on this trip. Well, I weighed my options out and I decided to get a little crappy hotel for the night. I'm in PINEDALE, Wyoming, so I'm about 130 miles from Yellowstone, a couple hours away, and it's starting to dip into the 40s and it's gonna rain on me the rest of the way to Yellowstone if I was gonna go today. So I figured this was a much smarter decision, and there's a brewery down the street that we're gonna go check out, so it's kind of a win-win. I don't freeze to death tonight, and I get to eat real food, not tuna packets.
With the bike parked for the afternoon, it was time to take a walk and explore PINEDALE. This little town was full of surprises, and the food and beer at Wind River Brewing was no exception. After a few flights of beer, it was time to finish exploring and head back to the hotel. I'll definitely be back to PINEDALE at some point in the future.
Alright, we're getting breakfast going. So every morning before I hit the road, I always eat breakfast. Sometimes it's grits, sometimes it's oatmeal, and these are really good. I will try and find a link to this blueberry muffin oatmeal and put it down in the description. I always drink an emergency, and I always have hot coffee. Instant coffee is not as good as normal coffee, but it'll work for what we're doing here. Alright, let's try this again. It's supposed to be up in the 70s today instead of a high of 43, so hopefully today will be a little warmer. It's starting out a little windy here at the hotel, but I think it's going to be a good day.
A long time it's taken me, but I figured out now to some degree. This life, it happens fast. I'll enjoy the time in this hourglass. Yes, I will.
Cool, thank you.
Will, oh yes, I will.
This is really not a bad view. Cheers.
I've looked and what I see, it's not what you think, it's what you're gonna be. 'Cause this world we're walking through, it'll dig you out or it'll bury you, yes it will. So now I know I'm alive.
Campsite acquired. We're right on the lake. I am so pumped. Let's go set up.
750 miles into my trip, and I had finally arrived at Yellowstone National Park. This would be my first trip to Yellowstone, inspired by my friends who had visited early in the summer.
So camp is finally set up, and you're right by the lake. I can see it from the campsite. So we are gonna go down here and look at the lake. I'm honestly more excited about this than really anything else. Oh wow, yeah, this is rad. Check it out.
first. Hey! On the next episode of Ride to Food.